Good evening. Welcome to Choices Podcast. You can find us at choicespodcastofficial.com. Go to YouTube and just Google Choices Podcast will come up. We'd ask that you go on the Choices Podcast and subscribe in the little box. If you just lower it a little bit, you can subscribe to our podcast. You can find us at www.youtube.com/@ Choices Podcast Official. That's what I'm talking about. Good evening. We're happy to be part of Choices tonight. We're going to have a fun show. The topic is what happens when you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't go back to sleep. Hey, dude, it happens. The older you get, the more you can't sleep. So many of my friends tell me they can't sleep. Anyways, say hello to my buddy, Carcass John. Good evening, Carcass John.
Howdy. Good evening. Hey. It's good to be here. I'm gonna be the opposite side of the aisle today because I had a job where I had to be up and out the door, usually at the shop before 6 or 6:15 every morning for 40 some odd years. And there was a time where I would go to bed at midnight and be up at 4:15 and at the gym by 5 every day, except for Sunday, because that was the day of rest. So now I have a hard time sleeping past 6 o'clock. But let's talk, because I've had that I've had a problem with that occasionally, where I just wake up, but it's usually when my brain is so full of vitriol and cluttered with things I need to do that I just need to figure, and I've got ways that I deal with it.
I always believe that God wakes you up in the middle of the night if he needs to talk to you.
Sometimes that is very true. I do admit that.
Hey, Brett, what? Wow. Who was that? It's the Lord. Okay, Mr. Lord. God, what's up? Hey, I want you to be thinking about this.
And I believe that's a distinct possibility, and it's happened to me.
It hits me like right between the eyes. So I want to talk about, dude, I have a real hard time sleeping.
You know what the Beatles say about that?
What? 8 days a week?
I got a song.
Okay, good.
From the Beatles, 1966.
What?
It's called I'm Only Sleeping. Have you ever heard that? You're the Beatles dude. And if you haven't heard this song, you probably need to pull it up on your player and your Spotify. But it's got a double meaning. It's really interesting. I pulled this one out of the fire.
Okay, good. What's it say?
It says, when I wake up early in the morning, lift my head, I'm still yawning. When I'm in the middle of a dream, stay in bed and float upstream. Please don't wake me. No, don't shake me. Leave me where I am. I'm only sleeping. Everybody seems to think I'm lazy. I don't mind. I think they're crazy, running everywhere at such a speed till they find there's no need. Please don't spoil my day. I'm miles away. And after all, I'm only sleeping. Keeping an eye on the world going by my window. Taking my time. Lying there and staring at the ceiling. Waiting for a sleepy feeling. Please don't spoil my day.
Man, I love that.
I think sometimes, and we talked about this right before the broadcast.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem sleeping now because I had a job that I needed to be up sometime between 4 and 5 o'clock a.m. every day. And sometimes I didn't get to bed till midnight. So I learned to sleep well in the few hours that I had. And now it's a luxury being retired where I don't really have a job opportunity or a job obligation. And so I'm enjoying being able to sleep. And I have one of those funky watches that tells you how long you've slept and when you got good sleep and bad sleep, etc. But when there is that rare occasion that I wake up in the middle of the night and can't go back to sleep, first of all, I look in the mirror because I think to myself, why am I not able to sleep? And it's usually because I got lots and lots of stuff going on in my head.
Man, I have lots of stuff going on in my head all the time, like 132 cases.
But I don't mean to interrupt you, but here's what that song, and then you can respond. Here's what I drew from that song. Why it says, everyone's running everywhere at such speed till they find out there's no need. And I think sometimes we're so preoccupied with everything that has to be done. We don't take time to shut the brain off and relax. And to your point, maybe hear inspiration in our dreams.
Yeah. You know what else I hear? I know this is going to sound weird to you, but my ADD kicks in. Dude, that's the definition of history. That's 1966.
Yeah.
This song was written. That's no different than 2025.
No, because true concepts and principles are always true, no matter when they are. It was in the 1800s, the 1500s, 2 AD, 2 BC. If it's the truth, it's always the truth. That's why it's still relevant today.
I agree. You listen to the political speeches back in 62, when Kennedy was president. Same stuff was going on then that's going on now.
Yeah. I don't think politics has changed. It's become more available to us because of social media and technology.
Yeah. Yeah. They're exposed. They're exposed more today than they were before. I was texting with Phil the other day, Dr. Phil. He does it's not a podcast. It's a 15-minute gig called The Real Story. It was good.
Is it like Paul Harvey?
Yes. Yeah.
Now you know the rest of the story?
Yeah. Now you know the rest of the story. And I listened to Phil, and that's why he and I are such good friends, because he's not full of crap. He's real, dude.
Yeah.
Anyways, I wake up and I go from I've got the wave machine that does the waves. Mm-hmm. And I told my wife, I think I need to change the wave to rain, because the wave ain't getting it for me right now.
Well, I have something for you.
What?
I have a good friend named Robert Rich, who is an ambient new age music artist. He's probably put out 20 to 25 albums, and he put out a DVD called Insomnium, and it's basically nature sounds combined with electronic sounds. It's on an 8-hour loop.
Oh, dude. How do I get
that? I have an extra copy. In fact, and if I can't find it, I'll order it for you and send it to you, because the only thing that Steph has insomnia, and the only thing that can help her sleep is that disc.
Is it a disc? How can I get it digitally so I can play it on my phone? What's the name of it?
Insomnium by Robert Rich. I'll send it to you, and you can post it.
Okay, good. Oh, I got it. Insomnia by Robert Rich.
And he has a whole bunch. I have two friends, Robert Rich and Steve Roach. I know those are strange names, but they both produce some of the greatest, most relaxing music on the planet. And I highly, highly recommend them.
Who's Robert Rich? Who's the other guys?
Steve Roach. And they're very, very similar in scope.
That's awesome. Did you take melatonin?
No.
I take melatonin. When my wife got 20 years ago, when she got diagnosed with breast cancer, neither one of us could sleep. And the doctor prescribed Ambien to us. You've got to sleep. We were both up for like 3 days. I took that Ambien, and after the first week of taking Ambien, dude, it messed my whole life up. I'm like, I'm not sleeping good. I am worse off taking Ambien than taking nothing. So I got off that. But I like melatonin, okay? I have to work out. If I have a good workout at spin class or riding my bike or playing tennis, I can sleep. If I don't have a good workout, I have a hard time sleeping.
I agree. In fact, since I've been back in the gym, my sleep has been, I've had a higher quality of sleep. And since I started stretching every day and drinking more water, I've had a higher quality of sleep.
Oh,
it's unbelievable.
So I can order these discs. I've got one of those fancy Sony radios that plugs in.
Yep.
Plays a disc. I can play that, just play it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to order one.
I'm going to send you his name just so you have it. But this guy, he's amazing. It's not just, it's called sonic surrealism. And I saw this guy out in the middle of a desert, out in the middle of a desert with had a generator in the background, and he has a laser show. And I'm telling you, it was so impressive. Well, here, I'm going to send this to you.
Okay.
I just found a link.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So I'm going to go through a list of things that I've researched that supposedly helps you fall back asleep.
Okay.
All right. You tell me if it helps you or not.
All right.
And then I'll say whether it helps me. All right.
Fire away.
Block out loud sounds.
No, that doesn't necessarily help me.
Using earplugs to block out loud sounds. I guess if you got a train coming by or something, airplanes coming through your whatever, fireworks, that'll work. Or people talking. I just don't like sleeping with headphones on or anything in my ears. I don't like it. Okay. If you wake up for longer than 15 minutes, try moving into a different room and doing something relaxing to distract your mind for a few minutes, and you'll fall back asleep.
Yes, sir. There you go.
Well, tell them what you held up.
Okay.
What is that?
I start with a blank sheet of paper.
Okay.
And then I draw lines diagonally one way and then diagonally the other. And on this particular one, I used a ruler after I did that just to try something else. And then everywhere a line crosses, you round the corners off. That's all you do. And I use a Sharpie that's got a fat end and a skinny end. And that's what I use to do this. And then I have I use Chart Pack, barrel Chart Pack pens because they're the best in the business and they don't bleed and they blend well. They're a little pricey, but I had them since college, and I highly recommend them if you're going to do this. And I've got books and books of this. I even taught my wife how to do this because she's an insomniac.
How to do it. I get the diagonal lines going that way, but I don't get them going the other way.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, I can show you I'm gonna have one of the kids bring in that book because I could show you better on the
good.
book.
All
In
right.
fact, hey Mark, if our producer could post these, if I send them to him via email or text, would that work?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, here we go. I have a file of my artwork, and I even have one called Squiggles.
Squiggles.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think it's good to pull your phone up and start looking at emails or text.
Oh no, that's terrible.
It's terrible. Hey, I will tell you that with both daughters gone, at 5:30 in the morning, I get up and I take my black dog, my Labrador, into my daughter's room so that my wife can get some more sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Black dog gets up.
Yeah.
The minute that sun starts coming up, black dog rolls. She's excited. But I take her in another room, it's sort of shock and awe, right? But man, I can sleep for another 30 minutes. It's wonderful. So getting out of your bed and going to another bedroom and laying down in a different bed, that works for me.
Yeah, don't toss and turn and just stare at the ceiling. I think then you just get frustrated because you're not falling asleep.
Yeah. And add to that, staring at the clock. Oh, it's 30 minutes.
Yeah, really don't do that.
5 minutes. Oh, it's been an hour. I'm never going to get back to sleep. What can I do? Well,
so you've already put that in your head, and now you won't fall back to sleep.
Relax your muscles. Do a body scan. I've done this, and I like that. I did that with you last week, the breathing exercises. This is a little bit different. This is where you close your eyes and breathe slowly, focus on your face, and think about relaxing each muscle on your face. Move to your neck and your shoulders. Think about relaxing them too. That's where I always find myself like, look, carcass, where I hold my shoulders up like that. I'm like squinching.
Mm-hmm.
If I find myself relaxing if I do that. Meditate or try breathing exercises. We did that last week. Sleep with all your lights off. You have to do that.
A dark room and a cool room is always better.
Dark and cool, like a bat.
Yeah, well, don't hang upside. Well, I don't know. If hanging upside down puts you to sleep, then.
Oh my God. Focus on something boring. This works for me. You know why? If I start going through my case list in my mind, what needs to be done on each one, dude, I'll never go back to sleep. I get myself so riled up,
I almost don't recommend reading or studying a list or whatever, because then you become preoccupied with what you're reading, and I don't know.
Dude, I got my sound noise machine going. I'm gonna go from I'm gonna get your guy. I'm gonna link that.
Okay, I got you a link. I got you a link so you can listen to that on your phone. It's 7 hours.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect. Did you send the link to me?
Yeah.
Right.
The thing about it is with the DVD, it's in surround sound. And so you have ambient sounds coming out of it. You know how surround sound works. You have separate sound coming out of the rear speakers, the side speakers, the front speakers, the center channel. You have the advantage of a subwoofer if you have a system. I have, me, I got a stereo in every room, including the bathroom. But the one we listen to in our room is probably got the best low end of any of the systems that I have. And that's because that low frequency is a very relaxing frequency. It's not like the guys driving by going bumpity bump in their cars. It's more of a low frequency.
All right, I'm gonna give it a shot. Try sleep apps, relaxing stories, music or sounds. I'm going to try your music, but a sleep app, somebody reading a story to me,
Oh no.
it's a little soft, dude. My wife's going to think I've entered some kind of cult.
Brett,
What?
you're man, you and Sanka, you got it going on. She's such a great lady.
Yes. I think it's about got it. Man, there's some people that don't sleep at all. I got a client of mine and I love the guy. He's going to clinics to try to get where he can sleep. I'm like, dude, you got all the money in the world. You got wonderful kids, wonderful wife. Sleep.
Yeah.
Right?
It's complicated. It's not quite that easy, but it is possible. But some of those recommendations, I highly recommend. Not eating before you go to bed,
Right.
drinking a cool glass of water, exercise, stretching during the day. All those things work.
Truth. All right. Hey, so I'm getting a little bit short patience at 67. But
Really?
I'm gonna start backing off a little bit. That's gonna help me sleep. It is.
You can't clutter your mind from the minute you wake up to the minute you hit the sack. You just can't. You got to have some you time. You've got to make some time for your higher power. You got to make some time for your family. And all that will take away from you going 90-0 from start to finish.
Yeah. The lady that partly raised me and raised my kids is Stella Bell. And anybody that knows me knows Stella Bell. She's like my second mother. She says, he don't ever put his feet up. He don't ever put his feet up. He needs to get up in that bed and stay there. I mean, she's really right. I need to start relaxing a little bit. I've worked hard to be able to chill. I'm going to Virginia tomorrow. We're driving, road trip, big time. Dilly Doo's come in from A&M, my baby. She's riding with us. Going to go see my oldest graduate at University of Richmond, summa cum laude.
Awesome.
Not cum laude, not magna cum laude. That's what I was. Summa cum laude. Well, I'm proud.
Don't fall asleep at the wheel.
I'm not going to. I enjoy driving. I'm going through Arkansas, then Tennessee, then Virginia. I'm not stopping at Texarkana because I don't want to get killed or eaten by alligators. Gotta keep rolling, man.
Well, sometimes the car will put you to sleep, but not if you're driving. Well, I mean, that could happen. But I remember when both my kids were infants, and Mara, and my daughter in particular, she had a tough time sometimes, and I'd put her in the back of the car with a little rumble in a little 12-inch kicker behind the back seat, and she'd go right out.
Speaking of chilling out, road trip is the way to chill. You put your daughters in the car, you look at them, you figure out what's going on. They can't go anywhere. They got to talk to you. And you're looking at, the Blue Ridge Mountains and seeing beautiful country in America. And it's a great way to know what's going on with your kids. It's fun.
I updated my my little handheld journal. I got one that I keep in my backpack, and when I want to sit and write at the computer. But I went back to some of those 24 items to being a better you.
Yeah.
And some of them, I mean, this fits right in with what we're talking about. It talks about listening to music, chewing slowly and enjoy your meals. Drink lots of water, stretch,
Stretch.
and let's see, where was the one I was really looking for? Oh, abandon your phone and social media.
I'm starting to turn my phone off, dude. When
Put
my
it in
wife,
airplane mode.
we have a rule. We don't have it. Sanka has it. At 7:00, she sends me upstairs. No phone. It stays downstairs and she monitors it.
Yeah.
And I don't touch my phone until the next morning.
Well,
That. I don't take it. I leave my phone out in the car if I'm going to a restaurant with my wife and kids.
absolutely. That drives me insane when I go to and I see a whole family and friends gather around a table and they all got their face in their phone.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's keep your face out of your phone if you can't go back to sleep because it doesn't work. It's going to make you stay up.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Here's what Beyonce says about sleeping. You ready?
Okay.
She's her quote for tonight.
All right.
Having peace, happiness, and healthiness is my definition of beauty. And you can't have any of that without sleep.
Agreed.
I didn't realize how important sleep was until I got older. You got to rest.
Yes, you sure do. My dad, who's 89 years young, he wakes up early in the morning still, and he goes and works out. They've got a gym on their property. They live in a gated community, and they have a public gym, and he goes and works out.
That's fantastic.
Now, some people might say you should have a spotter there, especially at that age, but he does it. And then he and my mom take a lap, and they go 2 miles.
What's the difference between working out at 4:30 in the morning and at 7 at night, or right after work, 5:30?
I think you're already spent by 5:30 after work.
Yeah,
I think you get your better gains and a better workout when you're fresh.
All right, I'm going to commit to you. I'm going to work out 3 times this week before 6:00.
That's a huge commitment.
I know. I'm going to do it.
I see my wife off, and then I go to the gym, so I can't commit to prior to 6.
All right. Well, I love you, Carcass. I think this is a different show. It's cool, but it's real. A lot of my friends are having a hard time sleeping. And the older we get, the harder it becomes.
And you got to rest. You got to do it.
You got to do it.
Remember the Beatles? You need to pull that song up.
I want to. I love it. I've got it right behind me. I'm sure I got all of it.
I'm sure it's in there somewhere. You got every Beatles record except for the ones that I got sitting for you over at County Line Records.
Dude, pull some country western out for me too, and some Coltrane. And
I've already got it.
All right.
Come see me Friday.
All right. You guys have a good night. We appreciate you. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. Have a good evening.